Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is May 6th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see some nice snow-capped mountains there for the Sierra Nevada here, looking at the GOES 18 satellite imagery. Not much in the way of low clouds from the Bay Area down towards Southern California. We got some mid and high-level clouds out there, maybe some low-level clouds as well. We got a weak impulse kind of skirt the north areas here. Could bring a little bit of precipitation and some mountain snow, very light amounts here before we kick that system through here on Tuesday, and then we start to build a ridge here across a lot of the Pacific Northwest. It's going to include California as well, and we are going to warm up slowly but surely here as we come through this week towards this weekend. Rolling in here, we'll go into those details as we go through the video this morning. Taking a look at the Los Angeles National Weather Service, you can see we got some pretty good amounts for some areas. I mean, look at Mount Wilson up towards an inch, Crystal Lake 1.19, and even downtown Los Angeles got up over a tenth of an inch. That's kind of what we were rooting for a few days ago. So we did get a little bit of measurable precipitation in some areas across the higher terrain, like Morris Dam. You can see got 0.86, for example, even Mount Olive High School 0.44. Yeah, so not bad there with that last storm system that rolled through. Also had some gusty winds as well. Check out the Catalina Raw is 54 miles per hour, Camp 958, Santa Cruz Island Central 56 miles per hour, and Sandberg, 4,154 feet, 68 miles per hour. So decent storm there for early May. If we take a look at the Bay Area, you can see we had some pretty healthy precipitation amounts as well. A lot of areas well over a half an inch towards an inch, and some areas up over an inch there as well. So interesting stuff. You can see about, three-quarters of an inch there for San Francisco, the metro area. And if we take a look at some of the higher terrain, look at this lower Lassen Peak, 31 inches. Palisades Summit, 26. Soda Springs, Caltrans, 22 inches. Yuba Pass, 18. So not a bad system there again. And this is from May 4th through 5 a.m. May 5th. And we've got the gusty winds still on tap coming up here. We'll look at that in a little bit more detail here. Still a little bit of question on how strong these winds are going to get. And this was updated May 6th. I'll show you the models on that here in a moment. And of course, this air mass as we go behind the system here is pretty chilly. And we've got some, actually a couple places hit some record lows. But, there's some frost advisories out there. You guys know the drill. And Reno, I think this was from a couple days ago here. But you can kind of see how we trend through the week here in the breezy north winds along the Sierra Ridges. Otherwise warming and drying as we go through this week. Now looking at May, check this out, way back in 1883 on May 6th, Fresno, California, 1.25 inches of rain. That's the third wettest day ever observed in Fresno during the month of May, and this goes all the way back to 1881 here. Pretty impressive string of records and weather data there for portions across California. And now taking a look at May 6th also. So this is one that I'm bringing back now for popular demand. I get some people asking about it here. But you can see May 6th, it's not totally unusual that we get some storm systems at this time of year. But you can see it is fairly rare going all the way back to 1912 here. But you can get some higher elevation snowfall. You can get some interesting thunderstorm activity as well. And you have a picture of some lightning there, Mount Laguna, on this day in 2008. So if we look at Phoenix, not much to talk about here. It's kind of the gradual warm up as we go through the end of the week coming up here. Nice sunny skies, a little bit breezy here Wednesday and Thursday. And this is for southern Arizona here as well. And some gusty winds out there tomorrow and Wednesday, especially before we start to calm down a bit. You can see places like Sierra Vista, they're gusting 35, Mount Graham, 45 miles per hour out of the west. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, click on that link down below to save 10%. It's got a great smartphone app. This is what it looks like. You can click on these individual parameters and get all kinds of graphs. It stores the data for you in the cloud. It's got a lightning detection system with the ultrasonic anemometer, and it's all solar powered and wireless. So I highly recommend the station. Now taking a look here, there goes the storm system that went through. You can see the southwest USA here, and this weak impulse still moving through here will be kicking out by Tuesday. Then look at this ridge build all the way up into British Columbia here. It's going to warm things up slowly but surely as we kind of have this trough hanging back across some of the Intermountain West. And then as we go off into the extended forecast, some of this troughing may actually start to kick off some Sierra Nevada thunderstorms here as we go on in towards the mid portion of May. As you can see, yet another ridge showing up in the European artificial intelligence run through the extended forecast, but then we're looking a little bit too far out in the forecast at this point. It's kind of fantasy, so we'll break that down day by day. Maybe some kind of fantasy trough way out there, 15 plus days out. But if we look at 6-hour precipitation and mean sea level pressure, you can kind of see that weak system moving through Tuesday. We kick that out of here. Then we're going to dry out for a few days. A little bit of a returns showing up there. But as we go on in towards the weekend, look at this Sunday afternoon. You can see we might start to get some higher terrain thunderstorm activity out of this. And again, Monday afternoon, there's Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon. It's that time of year where we can start to get some, thunderstorm activity across the Sierra Nevada. And you can see it's going on for a few days, but we're looking way off into the extended. We'll dive more into this on a daily basis as we get closer. And this is 850 millibars, about 5,000 feet. You can see the trough and the storm system that moved through here. One more impulse there moving through. And then you can see the anticyclonic spin, the clockwise rotation here with the big dome of high pressure moving up into the Pacific Northwest and some offshore winds developing here. Doesn't look like too extreme of an event, especially for Southern California. Maybe stronger across some of the North Valley areas and some Diablo winds out towards the Bay. Again, we'll be watching that on a day-by-day basis coming up. We'll look at that in a little bit more detail here in a moment. But if we look at total snow, I just want to kind of show you that we are getting a little bit of that snowfall here across the northern portions as we go through tonight and maybe Tuesday morning before that finally clicks out of there, and then we roll on into the extended forecast. That's not even the extended forecast, but trust me, we're going to dry out after that. Not much precipitation in the form of snow after we go towards the end of this week coming up. Here we go, total precipitation in inches, national blended models, and again, just kind of showing you get skirted by that system here. And as we scroll off into the extended, you'll see the national blended models catch on to some of that thunderstorm activity here across the Sierra Nevada. Most like that would be thunderstorm activity here. Not showing huge precipitation amounts right now. And if we look at 2-meter temperature anomaly, this is last night's GFS run. So you can see a little bit cooler than normal, but this is slowly but surely going to be changing as we roll on in through this week. Here we go through Wednesday afternoon. You see some of the coastal areas starting to warm up a bit here. Intermountain West still below normal. And then we start to roll off in towards Thursday afternoon. You can clearly see the warming occurring. Here we go Friday. And we go on into Saturday and Sunday. You can definitely see the change here as far as the 2-meter temperature anomaly, and that's where we measure the surface temperatures, right about 4.5 feet or 2 meters, 6 feet, somewhere around there. And yeah, big changes coming up here, just kind of gradual changes over the next week or so. And this is 100-meter wind speed here in the streamline. So you can see the north wind coming down the coastline here, and then we wait for this offshore, and it comes northeast here as we go on through, what is that, about Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night. It kicks offshore. Some gusty northerly winds here coming down across Nevada as well. Again, probably stronger, central and northern valley here versus Southern California. We're not looking at any big Santa Ana wind event, but they do go offshore for a bit. So we'll continue to watch that here as we go on into the following days. But this would be mainly for Wednesday for Southern California. You can see the offshore winds continue on in towards about Thursday afternoon at least. And if we look at the daily 2-meter max temperature, these are the actual temperatures here. And here's for today. You can see some nice 70s out there. Pretty nice day. I mean, pretty comfortable out there anyway. And then you can see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, really ramping up these temperatures. Check it out, maybe some mid-90s for the valley areas, getting up towards 100 degrees in some of the desert locations. San Diego, Los Angeles, warming up as well. And as we go through next week, you can kind of see those temperatures remain a bit elevated here also. Now, if we take a look at the last system, you can see the bump there. If you look at that red line there, it puts us at about, 141% of historical mean for this time of year. So we got that little bump from that last system here for the snowfall across the Sierra Nevada. And the short-term drought composite index here, this is doing pretty well. So we're doing well right now. But the thing about, of course, everybody knows, lives in California for any length of time, things can change rapidly. A couple dry months here with some vegetation that's been growing from all this wet weather we've been having the last couple of years can still bring some pretty dynamic fire danger to this state. So we got to watch out for that. A month or two of drying can really start to ignore some of this, above normal wet pattern here, because you get these offshore winds and they're so devoid of moisture that can really kick off some nasty fire. So you still have to keep your guard up as we go into the summer months. But anyway, I hope you guys are liking these videos. We'll continue to watch what's coming up in the future, maybe some Sierra Nevada thunderstorms as we go through the extended forecast. We're warming up quite nicely here over the next week or so. Hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.